Hi, this is Linda, and I have another cooking video of something super simple, very healthy, and 0 WW points on all 3 plans. This is so easy, and my girlfriend June inspired me. I asked, what would you guys like me to make? I've got over 80 videos now on my YouTube channel. I'm starting to run out of ideas, so if you guys have ideas, just make a comment on my YouTube and or on my webpage at amusinghealthyrecipe.com, and I will take it into consideration of tweaking it, making it more WW friendly. But I've had a few people say they have a hard time on roasting vegetables, and I thoroughly relate. I have tried this many times, and to try to keep it healthy. You know, what's the use of doing vegetables if you're not being healthy and wise about it? You could really put a lot of points into these. So I tweaked some recipes, and I found this one. I'm adding my own kind of spices. You add whatever you want. The main things is put what you like in there. We like cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, different kind of peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and zucchini, squash, whatever you might find that you like. Many times when I'm in a hurry, I just buy this. I get this for $5 for this whole thing at Albertsons, and it's a vegetable medley, fresh, has everything in it. You want to make sure you do fresh vegetables. It's got everything in it but mushrooms, I think, and my husband and I love mushrooms, so I've got some mushrooms here too that I'm going to add. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut them up in a little bit smaller pieces, especially the carrots. One thing you need to remember that when you're roasting vegetables is to keep in mind that if they're denser, you know, like carrots are real thick, potatoes are real thick, you want to cut those in smaller bite-sized pieces. Things that are not as dense, like bell peppers, mushrooms and stuff like that, you can do that in bigger pieces, same with onion. So you want to make sure they all get kind of cooked together. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and cut these down to smaller bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to put them on a large baking sheet with some parchment paper, which I'm going to also spray with a little bit non-stick spray on top of it. And it's very important that you do a big sheet. Don't crowd your vegetables. If you crowd your vegetables, they're not going to brown or roast really good like they should. So that's another trick. And also in between while they're cooking, you want to pull them out and shake them around a little bit, or take a spoon and move them around. And that's another little trick to roasting the vegetables properly. Also, if you have an air fryer oven, I have the Instant Pot air fryer oven, has two racks. I also have my new Instant Pot Duo Crisp pressure cooker air fryer. Those are both good, but they're smaller. And like I said, when you're roasting vegetables, you need a big space. So that's why I'm going to do this today in my regular oven. You may hear it because I've got it on convection roast at 450 degrees. So I'm going to get started right now. Okay, I just dumped that big bag into this big bowl. As you can see, look at all these yummy vegetables. Now this is where I will pick out stuff I don't like. I know a lot of people probably like snap peas, like these little Chinese snap peas. I don't like them, especially when you're roasting them. I think they get soggy. So I'm going to pull them out. And what I'll do right now, of course, I just washed my hands. Always wash your hands. And I'm going to take all the carrots, and I'm going to go through them real fast and just chop them into smaller pieces. Then everything else is pretty right the same size that I need. So I'm going to fast forward through some of this. Okay, I'm going to lightly spray my parchment paper with a little bit of non-stick spray, only because it's easier for cleanup, and it also helps when you're turning your vegetables over, that keeps them from all sticking together. Now I'm going to add the chopped carrots. Okay, my husband just got home. I had to shoo him out real quick. So if the door opens back up because he's home, it takes a lot of time just setting all this up and getting it ready for videos. And he gets off at 3, so that makes it, you know, kind of cuts into my time. We usually do eat dinner kind of early. So now I'm just kind of running a knife through some of the bigger pieces of the zucchini and some of the peppers, just a little bit. There was a few more carrots I wanted to add to this. And then I'm going to just put this right in here, and I'm going to throw a bunch of mushrooms on top of it. And then it's going to be ready to go in the oven. Okay, I just took the whole mushrooms and just sliced them in half. Don't want to cut them too small because, like I said, they're gonna cook faster. So So you don't need to cut them way up, otherwise they'll get kind of mushy like. You don't want that. Nice big pieces of mushrooms is really good. And now what I'm going to do is spritz it lightly with a little bit of olive oil on the top. And then I'm going to add some spices in a little shaker. All I'm going to add, this is, let's see, 1, 2, do like 3 or 4 of this olive oil spritz. Now I'm going to make the spices to go on top. And it's just going to be a teaspoon of salt, pepper, teaspoon of thyme, teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to put them all in a little shaker, and then I'm going to shake them on top. Be right back. Okay, I put 1 teaspoon of thyme leaves, dried thyme leaves. You can use fresh thyme also. And 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and about a half a teaspoon of pepper. Although I like a lot of pepper, so I might have put a little bit more in it. Then I'm going to just kind of shake it around in this little shaker. Now I'm going to just sprinkle it right on top. So all of it gets right on top of all the veggies. This is going to go in the oven now. You know, I already spritzed it with a little bit of the olive oil. It's going to go in the oven at 450. And it's supposed to go in there for like 25 to 30 minutes. About every 10 minutes, I'm going to pull it out and shake it around or move them around a little bit, and to make sure that they're all getting completely cooked evenly. So here it goes. Now while it's cooking this, I'm going to go on to my second recipe for our dinner tonight. This will be in a separate video, so you can use this recipe for other things and use the other for other things. So I try to keep them separate, but actually the two are going to go together for our dinner. I'm going to make a beef and broccoli stir fry for only 3 WW points on all 3 plans. So here it goes. Okay, the broccoli beef that I'm making in the other video is just about done. And the roasted vegetables, which is the recipe here on this video, it's all finished. Actually, they got done a little bit sooner than this. It takes me a little longer when I'm doing a video with it, but they turned out really good. So I'm just going to kind of lift them off the parchment paper and put them in this bowl. And then we're going to have that with our broccoli beef. Okay, the roasted vegetables turned out really good. Now, if you remember when I put this all on that big plate, how big they were, and then of course they roasted and they cooked way down, but they're very flavorful. I like to always spritz a little bit of lemon, fresh squeezed lemon, on top of my roasted vegetables. I think a lot of restaurants do that too. Just adds a little bit extra flavor and brings out the flavors in all the vegetables. So that big plate of vegetables ended up being this size. This is like a pie plate. This is just perfect for my husband and I, along with the broccoli beef we're going to have with this. So this was another good one. If you want to make the roasted vegetables, hey June, this was for you. You wanted to know how to do it. It's very simple. 0 points for roasted vegetables. Enjoy. If you like this recipe, you can follow me on my website at AmusingHealthyRecipe.com. That's AmusingHealthyRecipe.com. You will find the printable recipe to this recipe of the roasted vegetable medley. And then, of course, the broccoli beef I'm doing too will be in the next video that I'm doing. And you have a wonderful and a blessed day. And here's to good health and losing almost 80 pounds and keeping it off over 2 years. It's not easy. It's a day-to-day struggle. It's a decision daily that I have to do, and sometimes we have to hit the reset and go back to what works, and this works. You have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.